Alright, hello guys, we are back with Arcturian philosophy. As we see, here's what happened. I was woken up by some people in a fast car saying things outside of watch the people run away because of this, right? Same blonde-haired guy that we remember from before. And it looks like they're actively involved with the people in 25, which I suspected. So, what I'd been asking these people was, do you actually like what you're doing? And you see, they are smart enough now, to attempt to leave. But what we're going to do instead is we are going to... Oh, and here we go. Who's this right here? And what's that third light on his car? What the heck is this? Like, what the... I mean, it's like, excuse me? I'm wearing a nightgown? Hello? I get waken up to people saying things about me basically outside. It's freaking cold. I was like, excuse me, what do you think you are doing? What the heck do you think you are doing? And I yell outside at those people, you'd better stop, or I don't care if you call the fucking police. So, we're gonna go to, it looks like, yeah, like I suspected, all of these people that you see who live in direct vicinity of me, so we're gonna show them for everyone. 18. Now what does this add to in numerology? This adds to 9. That means completion. Now, 21, where I live, is a pretty cool number. 21, 3. Catalyst number. Means catalyst for change. Now, I thought only one person lived up here, 25, but we're going to check out 25 because there's this fat guy who's out here on the balcony. And see, I'm not really sure what he's doing. What I am doing is I am documenting how someone in a fast red car over there was saying things about me, and I woke up and I heard them, and I lay there for a certain amount of time.
Is your car out? Is a red car out there?
Well, they sped off as soon as they were. They sped off as soon as I was aware that as soon as they became aware that I was awake.
Well, that's fine. It's like, is there a problem going on here? I was on the phone with one of my friends, and I heard all sorts of chaos going on over here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, these people who actually, one of them went into your house, so if you're confused about what's going on.
He was coming up here, but he never came in here. I just said, hey.
Well, yeah, because see, okay, guys, this is how reptilians will talk to each other. They'll do a series of knocks and clicks or whatever, so what that means is probably that he was being notified as to, oh, you might be able to call the police, something like that.
I heard all sorts of chaos out here. I didn't know what was going on.
Well, there was a problem, and the people sped off as soon as I woke up. Now guys, okay, not sure what this car is doing. A lot of cars will just sort of sit there, and as soon as they see me watching them, they will start to kind of speed away. Hopefully those people are not doing anything strange. What I'm doing is documenting the harassment that I have undergone. As soon as those people sped away, they knew that I was going out to get my camera, so what did they do? They came outside with their dogs sweeping the place. And I said to them outside, look, do you enjoy this concept? And so, okay, this car, guys, it is circling around. All right, good, leave. Until I would tell them, get out, they would actually circle around. Now,
I'm sorry it's bothering you, I really do. I don't know what's going on, but
well,
like I said, I was on the phone. I have no idea what's going on. But
well, see, I don't actually need to be talking to this guy is the other thing. So these people, the neighbors, we've got right here, the number I was just showing you, number 18, number 28, number 15, both the apartment complexes there, if you can see them. Basically, they've pretty much strategically located these people around me. Now, this older gentleman, I met him when I moved in here, and I thought that he seemed like a pretty nice guy. But what I didn't know was that the people who lived here in number 15 and here in number 25 were almost handpicked. And the way I was moved into this place is because I was forcibly taken because I was disabled. I was forcibly moved by my parents. So, right now I'm standing out here where these people, who you just saw on the camera already today, who were harassing me, and doing so outside the window in a way that I could hear, Also, if you, yeah, also good, that guy is not paying attention because I could care less. What we are going to do is do it again. Now, also, I know something's up with this green car. We're going to take the license plate numbers. I know basically several cars where there's something up with that, but license plates can be changed. Okay, probably can't see this, but we have, oh God, it's an Arizona plate. This is an Arizona plate. Okay, and I know how long this car has been here. It's actually illegal for this car to be here with an Arizona plate for this long. Now this is B, let's see, Bravo, Cat, Xylophone, 5, 4, 8, 8. Again, that's Bravo, Cat, X, 5, 4, 8, 8. It has a now, and now spelled N-A-U. Let's see, now Lumberjacks, Go Jacks, and this is a let's see, Find Lay Automotive, Arizona, 15th of May, Arizona plate. I used to live in Arizona. Now we're going to take this guy's license plate number. See, this is where they underestimate me in major intelligence here. We have 8, Cat, 4, 4, 0, 5, 7. So 8, Cat, 4, 4, 0, 5, 7. Now, let's find the gray guy's car. There is a gray, and when I say gray, let's get me under the light here. When I say gray, I mean an actual little gray that lives on an overlaying dimension here and appears to use sometimes a human form. Their car is the souped up looking one. Can we see it? Can we see anything on the fenders? Well, you can see, I know for sure, is that blue light blinking. You guys can see that? Let's get in front of it here. Blue light. Now it's raining, but see those lights? Blink, blink. Now there are 2 of them. See, okay, there, now you can see it. 2 of them. Those blink as if they are the eyes of gray aliens. And now it's so funny. See, people are putting up lights for like talking, quote, war on Christmas. Well, the reason they made a war on Christmas was to create the war on Christmas. There was never a war on any Christmas. But we can see it's not Christmas, it's Halloween, and people are putting up lights for Halloween. Now, why do I disagree with that? Because everyone in this complex knows that they've become a Satanist. And that's basically, so far in the reptilian mindset, that is what being a reptilian or a gray means. Now, for being a gray, it doesn't necessarily mean being a Satanist. It means more like being, I am the master of, I am my own dark art master or something is what it means to the grays. To the reptilians, they are highly religious, and so they will believe in God. God, let's get this so you can see it. They believe in a God, but it is the Hebrew God. And I'm not the only person who says this. Star God says this too, and he's got it totally right. And he said it back in, 2009? He said this 5 years ago, 2008, when I was just hardly aware of anything that you could call New World Order or anything like that. And he says, the Jews were hoodwinked. Yeah, that's how he says it. So everyone that feels bad that, oh, I'm not Jewish because I'm not I'm not God's chosen people. Well, that God choosing the people is Satan. And if anyone wants to say, oh, I don't like the fact that you're talking outside at night, well, why were you guys doing it? And why were you doing it so loudly so that you were saying things about me? The car, we can see its empty spot, was right here. Right here, see? They were making comments about having, like Zachariah, like having attempted to put something down my throat, or also making comments about my lifespan, basically saying that that she's going to die and things like that. Saying this right from their car right here, and my window is right there. So, of course, what happens? I wake up, but I know that, okay, the minute that they know I'm awake, something's going to change or they're going to do something. Sure enough, as soon as I move, now this car, what are you doing? Okay, he's parking. Yeah, when you have to become the police of your own neighborhood because everyone tries to harm you, it's not exactly pleasant when you have to realize that we live inside of a fake martial law, for example. When you realize that, literally, yeah, fake martial law, one must do what they've got to do. Oh, hello. Say hello for the camera.
Hello, camera.
Now they're making a peace sign. I think that was a bit of a fucked up joke, honestly.
It wasn't. It was actually very sincere. I want you to know that was sincere.
Okay,
I
if you're
do mean that.
if you're being serious
I'm
about
being
that,
very serious to you.
look, may I have your name?
I'm Brian.
Okay, this gentleman says his name is Brian. I really appreciate that. Now, just so you know, if you really are serious about that, that means that you are in danger.
Well, I don't live my life in danger. I don't feel in danger, but that's okay if that's what you feel.
Well, you see, it's not in danger. It's if you're just sleeping and people overtly start to bother you.
Okay.
That's not a feeling of danger, but that's a feeling of having your rights encroached on you.
Is that a feeling that you have?
See, now what they will do, this is a reptilian modality. So what they will say is oh, what do you feel like? Because, see, they rely on us to, and I'm going to walk away because that's what you have to do with them. If they're going to be nice like that, but then play bullshit, you have to walk away, even though the natural human instinct is to want to stop and help. They use that against us, like I said. So, some of them are a little bit more adept, like this one here, who said, I sincerely mean that. He was talking in the positive. That was to attempt to fool me. Now, I already kind of knew that. And more people who walk their dogs in the middle of the night. You see, because the whole place is overrun, a lot of them don't really sleep at night. So, also, you might recognize, I believe that guy was in the other video showing the peace sign. So, so you see, the thing is, obviously, if he stopped saying, well, how does that make you feel? You see, this was the technique that was used on me repeatedly. The technique that was used on me repeatedly was something along the lines of, oh, well, how do you feel? But see, that means that they're trying to find other openings. If you give them any information, then it can and will be used against you in a court of law. Basically, if you say anything about your life other than, I am a being of light, and I am here to help you all ascend. I am a being of light right next to Chevron headquarters, and it's a statement. It's a statement that the daughter, the firstborn daughter, from someone that has a pretty high position at Chevron headquarters, was the one to say no. Now, unfortunately, she's decided that she's going to assassinate her daughter because of that. Catherine Louise Hauer. And Jerry Kihara, and also Brian Frank Hauer. It's my biological sperm donor. And Catherine Louise Hauer, I used to call my mother, but now I call her an egg donor. If you are going to attempt to use your child as a slave, and if they don't go along with it, assassinate them, then that is no mother to me. That is not a mother to me at all, and will never be called one, ever. So, we've had another interesting experience here. Now, these people, basically today, they'd like randomly planned stuff today. Not randomly, nothing is ever done randomly. But, you see, they'll attempt to randomly do things sometimes. And what they want to get out of you is when they say, how do you feel? The reason that they're asking you, how do you feel, is because they're so, brain dead gone that they cannot figure it out. They don't have their heart chakra there to tell them how you feel. I mean, excuse me, how do I feel? Well, any normal viewer could tell you how I feel, or any starseed could tell you, obviously, how I feel. But any any of them out there, they seem, many of them seem almost completely confused as to whether or not they understand what they are doing half of the time. That guy, did understand what he was doing because he made sure to speak in the positive. That's where you get to the smarter ones. The smarter ones that get past some of their programming and begin to speak in the positive, saying, no, I sincerely meant that as peace, but, maybe the guy did mean peace. But I'm hearing Peter Tosh over again, everyone is crying out for peace. Oh yeah. But none is crying out for justice. All of you are crying out for peace? Oh sure. But none is crying out for justice. Well, I don't want no peace. I want equal rights and justice. That's what Peter Tosh sings. That's why Peter Tosh got assassinated. So, what I'm here to do is I'm here to first throw a huge fit over what's going on here. And then, after that, basically end up becoming friends with the people somehow. Like some of you might have seen there while I was talking with the Indian guy, and he was going to conveniently check his mail, but he knew that he was doing that on purpose, on an assignment. And so I was saying to him, do you like the idea of getting shot in the head when your purpose has been extinguished, or when your use has been determined that you are of no longer any use? If someone is saying, oh, well, this one's no longer of any use to us, we're going to shoot it. And I asked him, is this something that you would prefer? Do you like that idea? I mean, seriously, do you really like that idea? Do you like the idea of your children being used as slaves and then them being shot? Do you like the idea of, just even if you're going to be selfish and not even care about your kids, do you like the idea yourself of being just completely assassinated and murdered because you've not done what the government, what Big Brother said out in 1984? No, we don't agree. We agree with freedom. We agree with free speech. Now, they tried to stop me from even having free speech. They tried to kill me before I could even say any of this publicly. They tried to, they broke my laptop, just tried to break my cell phone, and I'm not going to sit in my house like some sort of good little dog. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm not going to sit in my house as some good little dog, but what I sure am going to do is I'm going to basically monitor, I'm going to complete all of these videos here. You see that I have to process, right? So we're going to add this video to the rest of those videos. And you know what popped up? What popped up is animal magnetism. See, I'm going to type it in here for you. This popped up, auto-populate. That would be Patrick and Marco. Patrick K. Krupa, who will go by many names now, and Marco Riza Riskonovic, who will go by many names now. Marco is a gray alien, people. He is not really a human. Most of the people who are at the top of Ibogaine are not human. And now, oh, Howard's here. Now, okay, Marco has never heard this exactly when he was paying attention. But there was a psychic at one point who channeled Howard and described exactly how Howard died. He's described chemistry sets. He did not know anything about the subject. I said Howard, and that was it. No last name, no nothing. And he said, okay, with this person Marco, yes, they are trying to enslave you somehow. And what Howard says is that you're better than them. So that wasn't me. That was a professional medium who was so backed up you could barely get in to see this guy. You had to be waiting up all night to attempt to talk to this guy because he was so accurate. So Marco, and animal magnetism on the screen here, Howard himself says, Krista, you're way better than this guy. And what he says to me is, you're going to beat him. It's only a matter of time. You will beat him. We all are going to beat that which is trying to hold us down. However, what Cryon says is, see, you have to take out the concept of beating it, because then what is measured out is measured back. But he says very strongly, Krista, you've got the right idea with trying to assert yourself. They want you there in your apartment. You know that, so how are you breaking the program? You're doing the exact opposite. If they're going to have to argue with their handlers over me walking around in public all day, while anything they do to me basically fails, then they can take that to their handlers and say, we can't kill this girl and we can't keep her inside. Personally, also, I think the videos would be way more funny that way, because then you will see proof. You will see the proof point blank in front of your eyes that that this is happening and this is being done. And so, because this is being done, it is my job to actively stop it using the abilities that I have. So, those of you who are involved in this very sickening plot to assassinate me, according to Cryon, you're all going to die. According to the angel, the magnetic angel, he says you're all going to die because you are bringing it to yourselves with the energy that you are placing out. And he also says, Krista, you're not the only one that is being targeted by these same people. These same people have more people in this area that you harass, and he says you know one of these people that is being harassed in the area that is still alive, and that is still trying to fight their way out of the program. And so because of this, all of you guys, whether you're watching right now on the phone or on YouTube, all of you that are complicit here in this area with the whole assassination thing, you're either going to be forced out of the area somehow, or you're going to die. And Cryon's rather specific about this, and he says this doesn't have anything to do with right or wrong right now. This has to do with pure physics. He says, Krista, the amount of focus that they are placing out that you will die has such a level of resistance to it that they are actually forcing you to live, in addition to myself forcing me to live, and that alone will stop them, in addition to my own ability, which I did not get by selling out to Satan. I did it the real hard way, because I'm the real deal and you guys are all mindless drone clone things. So, if you would like to become something that thinks by itself again, first, I suggest that you do something other than try to kill me. Then, I suggest, Sarah Bareilles, say you're sorry. You fucking say you're sorry. You say you're sorry. But he says it doesn't matter if they say that they're sorry or not. He says, Krista, they are still working off a system of karma. Whether they believe so or not, say even if they've read ET 101, he says voiding karma has to do not with understanding that the concept exists. It has to do with actually understanding within your being that this is washed away. But he says even if they understand that this is washed away, what happens is they continue to serve Satan, basically, and continue to create more karma for themselves, because Satan operates off of a system of karma. Or you could say gray AI or archons operate off of a system of karma. While I was in the prison, I kept writing Satan as a program, because what Cryon has said is, humans are such intense creators, they get told there's a Satan out there. Well, we're going to make the Satan exist. And that's why I believe that's why I kept writing Satan as a program. So does Satan exist? Yeah, but it's something that you have to create. That's why I haven't seen any of the guy recently, because he technically doesn't exist. It seems like he's technically a type of program that is orchestrated by what you could call archons of false reality, and that means reptilians and greys as two large parent races. Now, I found this on YouTube. I was disgusted to see what are the archons made for little kids, and it was a happy-looking reptilian and a happy-looking gray. Okay, and any of you that know about this, including you hackers, have you ever really seen a happy-looking reptilian unless it was feeding on raw flesh of a human? Really? Or winning a gamble on who was going to die first? Greys, have you ever been happy? I mean, like ever. Ever. Okay, and I'm getting a major no out of the phone, right? Like straight off of the phone. You guys are thinking, no. We don't have what you humans have. We don't get that. We don't have those privileges. So no wonder we're trying to kill you. Kind of something like that. So, no, you guys have never been happy, apparently, or have very little idea of what that concept could be like. So, it looks like I am going to have to make lots of videos about what are archons if we're going to have sickos. This is Big Head Scientist was the name of this channel. Think about that, Big Head, gray, scientist, big head, yeah, Big Head Scientist. And I'm thinking, okay, you're making pro videos about archons. Either you are one and you're screwing with our children, or you have no idea what you are even talking about. And I'm willing to bet that big head, like Greys, they have this large head structure. Big head probably means screwing with you. Not probably, actually, definitely. When I was watching the thing, I'll find it and link it for you guys if I can. I mean, what are the archons? Hi, I'm a happy cartoon character, reptilian. And it's smiling and talking with its mouth. And I'm like, guys, you know that doesn't fly, right? No. And gray, and it's actually talking with a mouth, too. I'm thinking, dude, Big Head Scientist, but yeah, Mr. Gray, whoever the hell you are, your own kind would be insulted by your work, let alone me, if you're going to actually think about this from any kind of accurate perspective. That's one thing that I notice gets the reptilians and the greys to kind of, back off when, like I said, when you spin their own logic around against them. Your videos are detestable because they're actually having things talking. How dare you? Like Doctor Who there. This is a level 5 planet, he said in the first Matt Smith episode. This is a level 5 planet. And you didn't think someone was watching. Well, there are lots of us out there that are watching. There are me, there are all the other starseeds out there that are watching, and we will prevail. I will see you next time on Arcturian Philosophy, and it looks like we're going to have a lot of fun basically walking around with the camera on and seeing what happens to people that attempt to harass me. Blessings on Arcturian Philosophy.